There are literally many hundreds, even thousands of different combinations in which factorization questions can be asked to you. But there are only a number, 3, 4, maybe 5 if you're lucky, after having spent some time with it, different techniques. Everything else are variations on those 4 or 5 different techniques of factorization. So what you need to do is to look at the question and immediately recognize it for what it is. So for instance, if you take a look at the first one, that will just simply be the common factor. Now the common factor is something that you must always look out for as the first technique, always the first thing that you need to take a look out for. For instance, if you look at that one, if you look at that expression, the first thing that you must do is try and take out a common factor and then see if maybe it leads you to a different technique. The next one is also a variation on the common factor, but it's called grouping. So what you'll do in a case like that is to group those 2 terms and the other 2 terms together, take out a common factor, then see if you've got another common factor that you can take out later on again. If that combination doesn't work, try that maybe, number 1 and 3 and 2 and 4, and if that doesn't work, try number 1 and 4 and number 2 and 3. One of those combinations will most probably give you something that you can then see on the next level, that there is a bracket that is now a common factor that can be taken out again. The next question is first of all a common factor, but just take note of the fact that those brackets are not exactly the same, so you need to change the sign in one of those 2 brackets by changing the sign at the front, and then the following step after that would be a difference of squares. The next one is also a difference of squares. Look carefully and you'll see the square, and the minus, and then also the last one will be a difference of squares. However, be careful because you need to take out a common factor first, and the common factor will be a fraction. So when you take out the fraction, what remains will be a proper expression that you can then consider that as a difference of squares that can be factorized into 2 brackets, one with a plus and one with the minus. But very important, look at the question first before you start anything and see if you can identify it, like I've just taken you through it. Can you identify what technique, what factorization technique is it? Not the variations, not a standalone question. It's one of a few techniques that you should be able to master, recognize it for what it is, and then take it further. And always look for the common factor first.